So tell me about what you thought about the script or the project when you heard about it. What excited you about Bridesmaids?
Oh, I mean, I read it and said to my agent, I'll audition for anything. I was like, I love it. It's so unique for a start to read something with all these great female characters, not just stock female characters, but actually real women, and especially in particular with Helen. I was like, I know that lady, I've met her, I know exactly who she is. And so, yeah, I was, you know, I was willing to do anything. Serve coffee, whatever. I was like, you know.
I think I kind of had the same reaction when I read it, and I've known Kristen and Annie for so long, so I knew the tone kind of in their heads just because I know them so well. And just to read it and to be like, oh my God, it's actually funny. Like, and then again, and then 4 pages later I was laughing out loud, and then I was laughing again. It's like, you just don't read, that doesn't happen. You don't read a script and laugh out loud through the whole thing. I think you can see things where you're like, that's the joke, that's where it's supposed to be funny. I get that this is the gag, the bit, but I don't actually laugh out loud through a whole script. Like, that was just, I mean, I was a little like, what's happening here? This is, surely, and I have to say, I actually had the fear of like, oh, this is going to be so sad when it all goes away. Like, somebody's going to get their hands on it and be like, you can't do that. Like, just talk about nail polish. And like with Judd and with Paul, like them just keeping it, you know, intact was a hard thing to do. And thank God it, you know, all worked out, because it's really funny and really good, I think.
You both have two great characters. Let's talk a bit about them. I mean, who's Helen and who's Megan?
Well, Helen is the sort of aspiring maid of honor, really, let's face it. She desperately wants to sort of, she has the big ideas, she sort of has the means to back it up. You know, she's very sophisticated and wealthy, and she sort of represents Lillian's new life. So she's a threat to Annie, and in a way Helen is, I think, kind of insensitive to that, and doesn't really have much tact, and sort of definitely thinks her way is the kind of the best way. It comes from a good place, though. Like, she genuinely loves Lillian and wants to do it for her, but she was a challenge because she has a lot of status, which is not something that I immediately, which I don't have have that really in my personality. It's not really necessarily my DNA, but Helen does. So it was fun to kind of do that.
Yeah. And I think with Megan, that's the grooms, or that. I play Megan. I'm like, I'll say she and a lady. I play Megan, and it's the groom's sister. So I'm pretty much the one that Maya's character like had to invite into the wedding. It's like the strange cousin that everyone has to invite. So, but I loved her in with that mix of women, and that, you know, at first glance you might think she's the one that's like, what's happening over there? Like, she's a little, you know, certainly eccentric and you know, is on her own thing. But by the end of the movie, I think you really see that she's got herself together more than any of them. Certainly is happier, really confident, does what she wants, and is not apologetic for it. But, you know, I love the little thing with Kristen and I at the end where you get to see a little bit of, you know, that Megan is not just a robot. Like, she's not just like, I'm confident and I've never had a bad thing happen. It's like, I love that you see she was, you know, I had some rough times when I was younger, and you know what, you can make a decision. You can pick yourself up or you can wallow in it. And I thought I think that's, to me, it's a good example for this, why the whole movie's better. It's like just little hints of heart and reality that, you know, are sprinkled throughout this really funny movie that ground it.
Yeah.
Following up precisely on that, I feel the movie is grounded in reality, even though it has some very outrageous moments.
Totally.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, sort of about crossroads and this woman being faced with a huge task when she can't emotionally or financially cope with it, and seeing her life disintegrate around her friend kind of stepping into her sort of her peak. So it's like, it's actually quite dramatic in that sense, and sort of explores loneliness, and, you know, when she makes the cupcake and all that really sweet stuff, and then this dreadful relationship with the John Hamm character, who's so deliciously despicable, but, you know, who's just treats her, you know, horribly, and, you know, it's very.
But I think all the even scenes like that, it's like it always rings true. It's like everybody's had some version of that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe not that extreme, but it's like, you know, everyone's gone out with somebody where like, this is not my best choice.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it, and I'm probably going to see him next week. But it's like, I think it's all those little things that, you know, having two really funny, really smart women write it, and they wrote it from their own experiences, and, you know, made some bigger and smaller. But I think that's the difference. It's like there's something to how it feels real, and it's like, you know.
Definitely.
Your characters are hilarious. I was wondering how you found them. And can you talk a bit about the wardrobe they wear? Because it could be more different from one to the other.
Oh my God, Megan's wardrobe.
Well, I wanted to get a beauty campaign out of this movie, so I thought, what do I have to do?
Fast track.
Fast track it. I thought, this will be my first nude scene. No, you know what? When I read Megan, I was just like, she is so no nonsense, and I kind of got an immediate weird glimpse of. There's a guy in the Food Network called Guy Fieri that just is always in like a uniform, and he always wears like these big boxy shirts and like weird long board shorts, and it's very strange. And I just thought, like, I love the thought of like a uniform where she's like, found a great pair of pants, I bought 17 of them. And she's like done for like the next 5 to 8 years. It's like she's got 2 shoes, like she loves them, they're 2 different colors, same pair. I just love the thought of her being just like, it works, I'll take 8. Like, why look for more? It's like she's got, I just always thought like she's got more interesting stuff to do. Like, I'm gonna go buy a horse. I don't wanna go shopping, I'm gonna get a pony. So I love that look hopefully translated that, I mean, it just made me laugh, and I was never more comfortable. I've never been more comfortable shooting.
Oh,
I was in like horrible pants and
awesome.
like an orthopedic shoe.
I was so uncomfortable.
I know, we were in different worlds.
Stack-heeled stilettos, and everything was too tight or too high, or everything was creasing. It was constantly needing a steamer, and it was full time. It took a village. Helen takes a village.
She needs a staff.
She does. She's a staff of 5 to 7 people at all times, ready to stand to attention.
What was the energy like with Ellie, with Wendi, with Kristen, with Mam, and the whole group?
Oh my God.
They were great. They're so great. They're so funny and cool.
It's just a bunch of funny,
cool girls.
Really cool girls,
Yeah.
and we just all got along so well that it was just kind of hilarious, and I don't know.
It's lucky for any group of people to get along that way, let alone if they're men or women, or it's such a random. It's like a bridal. It's like being a bridesmaid. You don't know. Everyone just, it's like doing a movie. You all get put together. You don't necessarily know one another.
And one weird element could have thrown the whole thing off.
Totally.
And hopefully that wasn't me. It's like unless I don't know it, I think we all. It's just can you imagine?
And what did Paul bring to the table as a director?
He's great.
He's great.
Such a lovely man. So smart and sort of like very gentle with his notes, really specific, and he's a great sense of style and things like that.
Yeah.
He's just got great taste. And
there's a like gentle precision to his notes that it's always very specific and yet not too overwhelming, where it's like he's not trying to get his version of the character in, or he's just trying to help you. If he wants something a little different, he's trying to help you figure out what's best for your character and which way to go. And it's a really interesting way to do it, where it's like, just try it. Try whatever you're thinking. And then he gives you little notes, or like he'll say something really funny that makes you think of something else, and he kind of gets you there that way. And he's just a lovely, lovely, smart, funny man. So,
following up on what you were commenting on improvising, really, you're also working with that comedic genius like Chad Apatow.
Yeah.
A little pressure. I mean, Rose has done it before. She's so funny in Get Him to the Greek, but...
No, he's absolutely, but Chad's so collaborative. He's like really, once you're in, he just trusts you and lets you do whatever. You can try anything. Everything's fair game, and he's great.
Really collaborative. I mean, it was intimidating going into the audition, because I just think, he really is like... he's like the king of comedy. Like, he's so established and proven. I mean, it's like, he's proven that. So to go in, I was like, oh God. And then exactly what you said, the more you get to know him, it's like his process is really like, just try it, do this, do that. Like, what are you thinking? And, if you say it, he's like, great, do that. It's so encouraging that, I thought it would be more like, I want this and do this. Instead, he's just like, let's see what you've got.
Yeah, really,